jumping right into my magic palette, and I'm using the color Zakiya with a big fluffy brush just to use as my transition tone. We're going for a smoky eye, so I want to have the transition from a warm orange down to a matte black. And then going into my NYX Matte Gel Pot, I'm going to apply that all over my lids, and I'm going to apply it in kind of like, not like a circular motion, but like in a circular shape, and then I'm just going to use the leftover to deposit that on the top just to give it a fade. Now going into my Saharan 2 palette, I'll be going into the color Kenya and applying that in between the transition of the orange and the black, just so we can have a smooth transition. And then I'm going into my Sugar Pill loose powder, and oh my gosh, I forgot the name of it, but I'll leave it down in the description box below. Now using the same Saharan 2 palette, we're going to go into the color Jezebel, and to deepen up that crease and to intensify that smoky eye, we're going to apply that right where we applied Kenya at, because I didn't feel like it was like a deep enough color, so I applied that with a smaller fluffy brush. And then we're going to go back into Zakiya and just redeposit anything that we lost, and then we're going to go back with Sugar Pill. And like with smoky eyes, you guys gotta understand it's gonna be a lot of blending, because you don't want any harsh lines, because you could go from a smoky eye to a black eye. And now I'll be going into my MUA highlighter, and I'll be applying that at the tear ducts and also my brow bone as well, just to give myself a little highlight, because you know your girl gotta be popping. And then I'll be going into my Urban Decay De-Slick primer and applying that all over my face, and then going in with my e.l.f. Poreless Primer as well, and applying that all over my pores. And I have a lot of pores like on my cheeks, so I'm just patting that in, just making sure that it's filling those craters, because you know I got little craters on my face. I'm not afraid to admit that it's my, not imperfection, but my perfection, and I'm ready to deal with it. So yeah, now I'm going in with my LA Colors orange corrector and just correcting any dark marks that I have, so it won't show inside my foundation. Now I'll be going into my Lancome foundation. This is the 24-hour long wear foundation, and then I'll be applying my NYX liquid highlighter as well, just to give myself a little semi-glow. You know, I've been feeling like lately my foundation's been very matte, and it's winter time, so my face is really dry, so I kind of didn't want anything that was too drying, because this foundation itself is on the drying side. Now I'll be going in with the smaller buffer brush just to buff out my forehead, just to make sure that everything is well blended. Now going into my Tarte Shape Tape in my Rich Bitch color, I'll be applying that at my highlighted zones, my T-zones, and we're gonna let it dry for a little bit, just because I want this to be a very full coverage. So I waited probably a good 30 seconds before I blended it out with my Real Techniques buffing brush. I said buffing brush. What is wrong with me? My sponge. And then I'll be doing the same concealing process with the bridge of my nose and my forehead as well. And now I'll be going back in with my Real Techniques blending sponge. I'm about to say buffing brush again, and we're just gonna blend out the concealer to make sure everything is seamless. And I usually go back in with my foundation brush just to make sure we don't have anything that's like too patchy. There's nothing wrong going back in with your foundation brush to make sure everything is blended. As long as it's blended, it doesn't matter what you use. And now I'll be going in with my Nye Topaz Powder, and I'll be applying that wherever I applied my concealer. Now I'll be going into the Saharan palette volume 2, and I'll be going in the color Tile or Tail, I don't know how to pronounce it, but Tile, and I'll be applying that as my blush. Something really light. I wasn't really trying to go for a blush kind of look because I'm not a big fan of blush, but yeah. And then I'll be going into that same Kenya color, and I'll be using that to contour my nose, and then I'll be going back into my Topaz powder just to shape up my nose, just to give it more of a crisp and contoured look. And then I'll be chiseling out my cheekbones as well using the same Topaz powder. Now I'll be using my Bare Minerals Pressed Foundation Powder in the color Cocoa, and I'll just be stippling my powder onto my face just to remove any excess topaz powder that I had. Now I already went ahead and eyelined my waterline already with the Italia blue eyeliner, and you can find this on Amazon. And then I'll be going into the Magic palette and be taking this dark, well, navy blue kind of color just to line that underneath my waterline. Now I'll be taking my Essence mascara and just prepping my lower lashes just to elongate them. Look at me trying to use big words. And then finally I'll be using my Urban Decay All Nighter spray just to set my face. Then I'll be using my MUA highlighter just to highlight my brow bone, my button, my bridge of my nose, the cupid's bow, and also, that's a lot to say, and then also the apples of my cheeks. Now I'll be taking my Italia dark brown lip liner and just be lining my lips and prepping my lips for my lip gloss. And then I'll be going in also with my NYX liner on top of the brown called Club Hopper. And then last but not least, I will be using my LA Colors Ultra Shine lip gloss in the color Baby Cakes, and that is the finished result, y'all. I hope you guys enjoyed this tutorial. Like, comment, and subscribe, and I hope to see you guys in the next segment. Later.